He says, and Matt, I want my daughter to know that I love her so, so much. And even though you feel like he may have missed out on moments with you and moments with the family and moments on all these things, this is his way of letting you know in spirit that he is okay. Now, first of all, did your father pass?
Yes.
He's the first one through, and he's also here with your grandmother on the other side. Because I have both of those souls stepping forward. And he kept saying to me, Matt, that's my daughter. That's my daughter. And he is so excited to be able to speak to you like this. And he's so excited, by the way, to prove you wrong, because you were saying, there's no way my father's going to come through. There's no way my father's going to come through and speak to me. Do you understand that?
Yes.
But he goes like this. He goes, Matt, he goes, I heard her talking so much shit before you even started this reading, saying there's no way my father's coming through. He won't talk to me. He's not like that. He won't tell me anything. He never even said, I love you here in this world. He goes, I heard her say all this stuff, Matt, and think all this stuff. He goes, and I have to prove to my daughter that I do watch over her. I am in that house with her. And he tells me you need to start taking better care of your house. He's telling me you're letting things go.
Well, it's under construction. So yeah.
Wonder why he keeps bringing that up. He keeps warning you, by the way. He keeps telling me there was an issue with the plumbing. Was the plumbing not set up properly?
Yes.
Why are you looking over there? Is your husband over there?
My husband's staring at me.
Get your husband over here. We gotta bring him on camera.
As soon as you said plumbing, he went, what?
Come on screen. Hello. I love that your husband was here and he's listening in, but he's afraid to come on camera.
Yeah.
But you can understand, this is how your father was here in this world. He was a ball buster here in the physical world. And on the other side, he's that same way. He just said to me, actually, I just saw an issue with the dishwasher. Did you have an issue, sir, putting in the dishwasher?
Pretty much the whole plumbing and the piping and everything.
Oh, that's what so when he was talking about plumbing, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what happened?
Exactly.
We're literally ripped out the entire our house. So we're renovating the entire house from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
But we're on the second plumber, so probably
the first plumber screwed us.
The first plumber was kind of a clown, and now we are on the who's doing a good job. So the first plumber caused a lot of problems. That's probably what the communication is.
Yeah.
Got the hell up. Isn't it crazy how they know? And that's why he was saying, you're letting the house go. You're letting the house go. Like, and be careful with the plumbing. So no, it's his way of acknowledging that. And this is the reason why. Not because your father's over there and all of a sudden he's a contractor in heaven, but it's his way of trying to tell you from the other side that he is watching over every single thing that's going on with you, your husband, your kids. And your father wants to let you know one thing. He says, Matt, he says, I still watch over her every day and tell her that everything's going to be fine. But he tells me that you need to lighten up a little bit on your husband because he tells me you're getting so impatient and you're getting so pissed off. He says, and Matt, he goes, she gets that from me, he tells me. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
That's the most I said the whole night, Matt.
Well, listen, don't put it on me. I just tell you what your loved ones are saying. Please know that your father's telling me this. He says, Matt, you got to tell my daughter that we were just like one another in many different ways. He goes, I was hard-headed. She was hard-headed. But the one thing that your dad is telling me is he wishes that he took better care of himself here in this world. That's what he tells me. Because he says, for my life, Matt, he goes, I never wanted to admit that there was anything wrong with me. I never wanted to admit that there was problems within my body. He says, and I let things go and I let things go and I let things go. Do you understand that? And he tells me that that's one of the things that you have such a hard time with, because deep down you feel, well, maybe I could have saved my dad. Maybe I could have gotten him to see somebody. Maybe I could have gotten him, the help or care that he needed. Do you understand that?
100% do. Yes.
Because your father tells me this. He says, Matt, I want to tell my daughter one thing. No, I didn't always tell her how I was feeling. No, I didn't always tell her what was going on in my body. He says, but I want her to know that that was not something that she had to worry about. That was my own doing, and that was my own responsibility. So I'm telling you this because your dad wants you to be able to let go of that, forgive yourself, and not stress out. He tells me when I'm connecting with him, the one thing that he wishes that he spent more time with you before he died. That's one of the things that he tells me that he regrets and you regret every day. He said, Matt, this was all on me. Tell my daughter this was all on me. He keeps repeating that, all on me, all on me, all on me. I keep hearing that. And he needs you
would
to
do
know that. No, but listen to me. He needs you to know that, and he needs you to believe that. Because he tells me that he knew how his body was feeling. He knew what was going on internally. And he knew that his time on earth was limited. But you tried to get close with him and spend time with him. And your father shows me that he didn't make that attempt.
A lot of times when I would call and ask him how he was feeling, he would put all of those things on the back burner and try to talk about everything else. So he really didn't tell me too much about what was going on with him.
Well, listen, that's why he's coming through right here and right now. Your dad tells me if I could live my life again, he says, I would have treated things differently. He says, but here in this world, he says, the reason why he didn't spend time or he didn't go out or he didn't do things, he says to me that he wasn't feeling good internally. That's what he's telling me. And he was very afraid of you catching on. He was very afraid of other people catching on. That's what he's telling me. So your father tells me this. To him, illness was weakness. That's what he saw it as. He felt like that if he were to say that I'm not feeling good, I'm feeling dizzy, I'm feeling lightheaded, I got this pain, he felt like that was being a weak man. Do you understand that?
100%, yes.
And your father says, instead, Matt, I was stupid. I kept it all on the inside. But he says, I regret that because I could have been spending time with my daughter. But he's coming through to let you know one thing, that before he died, he did not get to tell you how he had felt about you. He says, and Matt, I want my daughter to know that I love her so, so much. And even though you feel like he may have missed out on moments with you and moments with the family and moments on all these things, this is his way of letting you know in spirit that he is okay, letting you know that he is safe and at peace, and he will always be watching over you from the other side. He says, good luck with the renovation. He says, and the one thing that I want you to know, he says, is that the next time you think that I'm not watching you, he said, think again. That's what he just said to me. And I'm like, and I just said to him in my head, I go, that sounds freaking scary. Like, I wouldn't like someone telling that to me. And your father goes, no, he goes, because she needs to know that I'm really with her and that I'm really watching over her in spirit.
It's so funny because on my way home, I was saying to him, I know you've been giving me all of these signs for like the past 3 weeks. I've been seeing numbers. I've been seeing memories. I've been hearing songs. I said, but the one night, this is your one opportunity to really pull through and come through if you want to say something to me.
And I want to thank you so much for trusting me and allowing me to deliver this message from him.